Hi guys, welcome all. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes, just letting people join in. Great to see you here. Today we'll run through OpenX AI, some of the positions available, and then get stuck into some vibe coding. While we wait for people, I'll just show you a new page that we have. It's called the Hackathon dashboard. Yeah, so you can see the OpenX AI HackNode dashboard. So it does tell you how many hours left to go to submit your hackathon project. You've got 1 week to go. Don't worry about the timeline. You can basically get a project from start to finish, vibe coded in a couple of hours. Obviously, it's going to be a pretty basic project, and then you really should spend as much time as you can to improve it. But yeah, basically, if you start now, there's a good chance that you can submit a really good idea, build up the MVP product, and then get it submitted into the hackathon before it finishes in 6 days, 12 hours. So I'll just drop the link for this hackathon dashboard. We only created it a couple of days ago. You can see it's got hackathon resources. So there's like the OpenX AI Studio where you can eventually deploy an app. You've got the Builders Discord, which is where you join to chat with other people building in the next week. We have daily office hours on Discord. We do have a quick start guide, so I'll run through this in a second. But basically, it teaches you how to get set up. So just go to hackathon.openxai.org to see this. Then we've also got the HackNode GitHub, which is what you can clone and open in Cursor, and then you're able to build a vibe code and app really quickly. And then we've got a bunch of video guides, and I'll just run through some of these quickly now. So this is the OpenX AI Studio. Now, this is the current version. You can select different LLMs and deploy a chatbot that talks to the LLM. Select DeepSeek R1 and select how many parameters in the model you want to use. And then you hit deploy, so you can deploy to one of the pre-allocated servers. So you guys can just play around, deploy an AI app, and then get started. I've got a YouTube channel. It's just a DevRel account. I do try and post all the guides that we do, all the sessions that we run, especially around vibe coding. So if you do miss anything today, you can quickly look back at the different sessions and learn how to do it. Now, just going back to the dashboard, yep, we've got a whole bunch of links at the top. We've got how many people are actually participating in the global hackathons. So there's 3 regional hackathons: Australia, India, USA are running. Now, if I did see that there's a lot of people from Philippines, so make sure you join the global. So you just click this link, it takes you to Bloxy Block. Make sure you sign up now, because then we can actually get you into the dashboard as well. It will pull up your information. So yeah, this is the Bloxy Block page. Just go dark mode, and then you can scroll down and see all the different terms of the hackathon. But basically, you've got 1 week left. There's a few different ideas on what you can build, but it must have AI inside of it. It must use AI running on the same server, so you can run it on your local laptop. But then when you deploy to Xnode, which is the OpenX AI Studio, it will run on the same server. So a way to do that is just using a Llama, which is also what the guide says. You can build games. There's a whole heap of different cool stuff we can do. One of the demos is a financial tech demo, so I can run through one of those if you're into DeFi. But yeah, there is Web3 gaming, social impacts, health sectors. These are really just sort of guidance or categories for you to join. Now we've got the prizes that are available. So if you actually look back at how many projects are submitting in global, now there's not that many. So if you are actually, because global was the last regional group to join the hackathon, Australia and India started first. So there's potential for prizes to be won in the global hackathon. So make sure you get your application project in. And as you can see, there's some substantial prizes. There's also other things like GPU credits, server credits, cloud credits to win. And I'll run more of through what the prizes are in the presentation as well. There's also some judging criteria if you're just interested to know what the projects will be assessed on. And there's obviously the Discord link again. Just going back to the hackathon.openxai.org, this is just something I wanted to show you guys. There's a whole bunch of projects that have already been built and submitted in the hackathon because there's 6 days left. So you can actually check out a lot of their source code, check out their presentations, see what it's all about. Here's one called Social Flow. They got a YouTube video. Each project must submit a YouTube video. This helps the judges assess what it's all about. Let me turn my light on. And okay, so this is on the side. It's recorded on a phone. I can't rotate it. So this person's created a video of their project on their screen, literally holding their camera this way. I would recommend screen recording the PC that you're on. So there's a few different bits of software you can use for that. Probably the best one is, let me just figure this out. OBS Studio is a pretty good one. Okay, so it's kind of like a sentiment analyzer, this project. I'm just going back here. So it's called Social Flow. Kind of interesting. So you type to the AI chatbot, and then instead of just saying if it's positive, negative sentiment, it's actually checking the mood, and it tells you the mood. So you can actually turn this into a really, empathetic type of app that people would, be able to talk to an AI chatbot about their mood. Maybe the AI can help that person's mood improve. So there's a lot of cool things that you can go with that. So there's lots of submissions now. I think we've got 44 projects. A lot are in India, but not so many in global. So it is an opportunity for you guys. Also, Australia's got 9 projects submitted. Yes, so if you're in USA, obviously you can totally join. So let me just go back to here. So you got 6 days to join. You just go to this hackathon.openxai.org, click USA. It takes you straight to the USA. It takes you straight to the USA dashboard on Blocksy Block. It's the hackathon page. This is where you sign up, and you just click the Apply Now button, or at the top, Apply Now.
Joe, I have a questions because I looking for the USA. They still have 6 days, but for the global one, it's the start date is another one. It starts from the first day of September next month.
Okay, let me just have a look at that. I don't think that's. Let's have a look. I don't think there's been any changes here. Okay. I don't know what that's about. I have to confirm if that date's changed or not.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting though. Yep.
Can
I'll find out from the person running it and get back to you.
yeah, thank you. If I'm not living in America, can I join the American one, USA one?
No, so you should be joining from where you are. So if you're, where you're physically at.
But if I live in Australia, I still can join global one. Is that correct?
No. So in Australia, you should be joining the Australian one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I don't know if that date's been updated and it's incorrect, but that's the first I've seen of that. So I'll find out if someone has done any changes to the global. Let me just check the others so officially Bloxy Block is where the hackathon platform is, where you sign up. So we scroll down here. So this one also ends 31st of August. I'll confirm what's happening with global. But yeah, as of a couple of days ago, they're all ending at the same time, the end of August. Thanks for spotting that out, and I'll get some information. Make sure you join the Discord. So go to this, click Discord, and then yeah, I'll keep you updated there. I'll get some answers for you on that one. Okay.
How can I join the Discord?
Yeah, so you just have to go to this web page, the hackathon, or Bloxy Block. Each Bloxy Block page has the Discord link. I've put it onto the hackathon page here. You just click Discord.
Okay.
Yep. So just make sure you guys are joining the Discord. Now, there's some really great. I know EcoTrace has a YouTube video, but it's not showing the link here. But yeah, they've done some really great work creating the video. So let me try and get that for you. Yep, I can find it. Now, I just wanted to quickly talk about the YouTube video. So this person's screencasted or recorded their screen with Capwing, it's called. And this is another example of a great demo video. They built something using cursor and vibe coding. Basically, it's similar to the environmental 3D globe demo application, except this one, you enter in an iPhone product and it uses AI to predict what the environmental climate change impact is, or the carbon impact of creating an iPhone 15 is. And then you can also compare it to other products that you can type in. And yeah, it's just a great way to use AI to help build that. And if I skip forward, you can see it's able to compare multiple products. So it does price comparison or environmental impact comparison. Does a lot of graphs and gives you an environmental score. So this is another example of something that someone's built and submitted into the hackathon. This is for Australia. It even does this cool thing where it scans a barcode. So they use AI to help install a barcode scanner, which basically just taps into the camera on a laptop, and they can scan a product, and then that QR code product or that QR code library helps scan it. Okay, so that's another good demo, and I'm just quickly going through this hackathon page. So I want you guys to check it out. You can sort of see how much hackathon entrants there are, especially from India, a huge surge in the last week. That's dropped off now, but yeah, they were growing and growing. I think they had a lot of university students joining from different universities. So yeah, that's for Hacknode India. Now, so let's finish this up and get into the presentation. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly flick to the presentation. I won't spend too long on this. I really want to get into vibe coding. But if you just want to comment, I know there's quite a few people here today. Make sure you comment and let us know where you're at with the hackathon, whereabouts you are, and what you need help with. Because for a lot of the hackathons that started in the middle of August, they're finishing, sorry, in the middle of July, they're finishing up now. So it'd be great to help you guys out. So yeah, just comment in the chat if you have any questions. Okay, we've got more people joining. Okay, Lee Yang, was that yourself that already spoke before? You got your hand up?
Yeah, I just want to know what kind of aspect you mark these hackathon projects based on. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Good question. So yeah, just go to the hackathon landing page. So hackathon.openxai.org. You can go to, let's say, Australia. You open up the Australian hackathon page. You scroll down. I'll just zoom in a little bit. And there's some rules, and then there's judging criteria. So you just have a look at this. So basically the judging are looking, obviously there's some rules like it must use decentralized AI. So open source AI that runs on that laptop or computer. I've run through some video guides on how to do that, installing Llama, and then you access Llama from your application. Other than that, as long as it's using the AI that's on the server and it's an open source model, then the other judging criteria is innovation. So how innovative is your product? Is it unique and creative for that sort of category? Does it stand out amongst other apps that have been built? So that's something that gets assessed on. The other one is technical quality. So we do say submit the code via GitHub, and we'll review the code, make sure it works, and make sure that it can be deployed on, say, OpenXAI Studio. Ideally, we'll help you deploy that if it is a winner, and give you free hosting for the winners as well. Let me just admit more people. User experience. So is the app UX designed well? Can people actually understand how to get started with the UX? And, does it make sense from a website or app point of view for the user to talk to it and use it? User adoption. So does it show potential for over 1,000 people to use it? Now, you might not be deploying and hosting your application, but basically, what you can do is set up a free Google form and have people sign up. And that's a great way to gauge how many people are interested in your app. Impact. So how much impact does this real world, does it solve a real world problem? So does it potentially use AI in a really special way that allows it to create impact? Now, impact could be social impact, it could be environmental impact, it could be just market impact, like a very unique product that a lot of people will want to use. And then lastly, decentralized vision. So is it decentralized? So simple way is to just follow sort of the app templates, run Llama locally, and then that way it can be deployed on an Xnode server and deployed onto a decentralized cloud. Is it permissionless? So does it get rid of middlemen? So you're not basically the person that forces people to pay huge amounts of money and then be able to censor their access to it. So what you're really doing is building a application that everyone can use. They just connect the wallet to it and then they can start using it. So that's basically what we mean by permissionless and decentralized. And then, it doesn't have a community-driven ecosystem. So you might do some marketing, create a Twitter account, and start building up a community following around your application. Okay, so that's all the judging criteria. Great question. Let's quickly run through the slides. Again, this is something I've recorded before, but I just wanted to quickly go through an overview. So for those that don't know what OpenXAI is, it's a decentralized AI protocol. It's all about your data, your own AI, your own rules around the app that you're building, and no middlemen that can censor or charge rent or fees for you to provide that service. So let's explain what all of that means. So right now, 92% of the power and talent is controlled by 4 big corporations in the world. I won't mention them, but basically they're the big cloud hosting providers. So these same entities, they hold a lot of the world's data in their own data centers. So yeah, there's a lot of people in the world that are stuck in these centralized cloud platforms. All the apps are running and hosted on them. They control a lot of the data centers around the world. They control a lot of the social media platforms in the world. They also control a lot of the consumer hardware, so the different laptops you might use at home, the operating system you use at home. And then they also control a lot of the internet itself, so the fiber optic cabling that goes between data centers and countries. Now, this is not aligned to the ethos of what OpenXAI was founded to do. So really, OpenXAI is here to rebuild this infrastructure for AI apps in a way that's like the internet. So it's free to use, it's open source, it's accessible for everyone to use, and then it's not centrally owned. It's owned by everyone that builds on it. It's not centrally censorable, so you can't be sort of taken down because you're not complying with terms or conditions. And then it's also not monopolized. So when you have a monopoly, there's like typically 3 or 4 big market participants, and they have like over 90% of the whole market. They can sort of get together and set the rules, and it stifles innovation. So it's not good for open source and making the technology available for everyone. Now, a lot of people, as you know, it is a monopoly, but it's going to be a monopoly in the future as well. So 70% of all AI research and development is spent by these big tech companies. They will keep releasing new products, and everyone will keep using it, and they'll maintain their market share. Probably the big thing to note with this model, or the way the industry is set up right now, is there was a huge DeepSeek moment at the start of the year. This is where DeepSeek R1 came out and released an open source model, and for the 10 times or even less price of what ChatGPT and ones like those use, they were able to release a very similar product, similar to ChatGPT, but for way cheaper, and then give that out for nearly free to lots of people. And a lot of people around the world, whether it's in the West or the global South, were able to use this new AI chatbot to obviously help with their university work or do some coding or anything like that. And they weren't charging these big cloud fees that, for example, ChatGPT might charge. There's typically a free tier where they get you in and you can experience the product, and then you have to start paying $20 a month to use their product up to a certain limit. And then when you want to keep using it because you're really enjoying it, you might have to spend even more. If you want some of the advanced features, you might have to spend $150 a month to access the premium ChatGPT services. And this is completely like the wrong, it's not the wrong model, but it's just a model that's not sustainable for everyone in the world to get access, because everyone doesn't have $150 a month to be able to spend on this. So a new model comes out that's open source. They're able to drop the costs of all of this by like over 90% and really drive down how much it costs, which then makes it more accessible to people around the world. So there's a lot of ways that the open source movement solves this. But one of the big problems with open source is there's even a platform in open source AI world where you can download open source models, but it comes from a platform called Hugging Face. They're really good. They make it available. There's a directory where you can sort of list all the different open source models. But the problem is when you try and download the model and use it in your own app, you may have to sign onerous terms and conditions where you're not able to commercialize it, or maybe you're not allowed to use it outside the US. So there is a few different rules around usage of some of these models. And then the other problem is when you try and build a business, so you might have an AI app idea, which is an app on people's mobile phones, or maybe it's a website that people can go to, and it might provide an AI service that you can charge money for. they might not let you do that. So typically you're then hosting that application on centralized providers again. So if you're hosting on, say, Hugging Face, they do have some inference providers to host the model. They do let you deploy the app on their sort of model store or app store, but then it's very restrictive. You can't charge money for people to use that app. It's basically free, and it's very difficult to build your business on top of this. And you might have a great business idea, but just sort of using this existing infrastructure, it's kind of restrictive. So along comes OpenXAI, and they're able to sort of blast away a lot of those restrictions. And they're doing this in a different way than the big providers currently, who require things like email, KYC, a working credit card, so you can actually get off the free tier onto that first premium tier, which actually is more usable. You might run out after 100 uses of it, and then it's completely locked out for the month. So the fact that these existing providers, they require all these services and terms that you have to sign up to, very restrictive. It's just not useful if you're trying to build an AI business online, or some maybe part-time side hustle that makes some money. With OpenXAI, all you need is a Web3 wallet. Typically, we just support all the Ethereum wallets, but essentially you can just use Web3 Wallet Connect, which allows you to connect any wallet to the platform, and then you're able to sort of deploy your application on OpenXAI Studio. Instead of using a credit card that's issued by a bank that you might not have access to, maybe you don't have a credit history yet, all you need is some crypto, and then you can actually pay for the monthly fee of renting the server off of a decentralized data center. I'll go more into that in a second. So yeah, you can pay with crypto to rent the server, and typically it's very affordable, somewhere around $5 to $9 a month for a basic server. So it is a lot better. And we're also offering cloud credits for hosting. It's permissionless, so again, there's no middleman. Like even OpenXAI is not the middleman. All the code is open source. You can actually run the whole OpenXAI Studio on your own laptop and host that running it locally, which then talks to the data center to manage and deploy your app. So there's no on-chain SLA. So basically, service level agreements are basically on-chain. So what that means is there is smart contracts that we can use to set up an SLA or service level agreement, where you might pay some money per month, and then if we don't uphold our end of the bargain, you might not need to pay all of that. So that can all be done through decentralized smart contracts, and that's what it's talking about with private versus on-chain SLA. And then the final thing is open source. So the big cloud providers right now, all their stack is closed source. They run a lot of this stuff in-house. It's very opaque or not transparent on where the server costs are, where the software licensing costs are, whereas with OpenXAI, the whole thing is open source. So I'll run more into that in a second, explain more of that. So then I talk about how do you make money. So you might build an AI app. Obviously, it takes time to launch. We've got a lot of templates to help you launch quicker. There's also no middlemen charging 5% fees. Again, if you're scaling your AI application up to thousands of users, typically AWS, GCP, Azure cloud fees, they really start to ramp up. So it might be $10 a month, all good. And then you get to 1,000 users, you might be spending $100 a month in database fees, traffic fees, bandwidth fees, and then hosting fees for the different servers. And then as you ramp up to 10,000 users a month, and your app's really having breakout success, you might get a bill from AWS for like $1,000 or $5,000. I've seen people that have bills for $25,000 a month, $25,000 per month, just to run a few servers and basically host some things in the cloud. and then it was costing a fortune for them. And their startup basically had to fold. It was unaffordable, not sustainable. And then around, I talked about banking. There is a lot of people, so 1.4 billion people around the world. They just don't have a bank account yet. They may have a Web3 wallet, but no bank account. So the previous model doesn't really work. Now, in terms of cost disruption, so OpenXAI is able to deliver a lot of these services for up to 92% cheaper. Again, I'll run into how we do that in a second. But yeah, comparing to other services, we can provide a full stack a lot cheaper. So just a little bit more about how does it actually work. So basically, you connect your wallet to the OpenXAI Studio. You can connect your wallet and make payments to pay for the cloud. So you just use crypto. We are offering credits for cloud hosting. You can deploy your application anywhere in the world, and I'll show you what this looks like. So OpenXAI Studio aggregates up to 32 cloud providers all around the world. Now, you might have heard of some of these data centers. You know, there's Equinix, High Velocity, OVH Cloud, Vultr. So there's a lot of these data center providers. They provide super clean, high uptime, very reliable data centers, and you can use those at wholesale rates. And OpenXAI doesn't charge any middleman fee on top of that. You're basically getting the cheapest rates for hosting your application on a data center. And this is on bare metal servers. So we help you with the Studio, one-click deploy that. But basically, you're not paying any middleman or any middleware, any sort of fees for the permission to be able to host on their platform. You're doing it in a different way that's permissionless and deploying it through the Studio directly onto the hardware. It's very simple to use the Studio. So basically, when you're building your app, you build it locally, and then you have some code. Then when you go to deploy it, you can pick that backend. I talked about Llama, but basically you're picking an open source model, the parameter count, how big it is, and then you're deploying it, and then you're deciding on the way you want to monetize. So this is basically this is an app store. When you go to deploy your app at the end of the month, this should be ready for you to deploy straight into. We'll be hosting it for free, and we're aiming to have quite a few different apps available for people to use. Some will be integrating with Base, where it will work on a mobile phone through the Base wallet. They'll be able to connect, and then also it'll be shareable on Farcaster. Others just want to build a website that people go to. Again, you can connect any Web3 wallet with Wallet Connect. And we were talking about monetization. So we do have smart contracts already made where you can just drop down and select the smart contract you want to use. And what that means is, how do you want to monetize it? Do you want to charge a fee per use? Do you want to charge $5 a month to use it, $10 a month to use it, $50 a month to use it? Depending on how premium your app is, there will be ways to monetize very quickly. And then the other part of it is to access the server that your app deploys on. It's through an NFT. That NFT wraps the server access. And what that means is you can actually trade your whole app idea and business on OpenSea. So you can actually build up an AI app, get some followers, get a website domain, and then one-click sell it on OpenSea NFT marketplace. And that the access to that app then is held within the NFT, which then gets sold to someone else. And they take over the running of that business idea. So yeah, there is a big team at OpenXAI. Most are based in Dubai now. Some are in Australia, some are in Philippines, some are in Europe as well. So it's sort of spread out. And then there's a huge community support team. So yeah, you're welcome to reach out to us, follow us on LinkedIn. Just a quick one. I know there's, can you thumbs up if you're a uni student or just recently got out of uni? There we go. So yeah, there is a few different roles for uni students that are interested in pathways. So basically we have job seekers and entrepreneurs. Both need to submit a project in the hackathon. We don't have a complex 5 interview process. It's not a strict process. It's literally just merit-based, based on the work that you've done. So build an app, build some code, you know, create a Twitter account or social media account that you probably already have, share the video, communicate, talk on the video as well. Really, it's a way to demonstrate your communication skills. And then similar to this, you know, you can just record yourself on Google Meet talking, presenting a screen. Very free to record a screen as well. You don't have to use a mobile recording your PC screen. That's, you know, there's better ways to do it. Just use Google Meet for free. So there's two pathways. Again, you have to submit a job or submit a project through the hackathon, the HackNode, and then the better projects, the quality projects, we do have 5 different roles, and I'll show you what that looks like. And you can basically apply for a role. We do have flexibility, so it's fully remote. So you just get on the internet through your computer, fully remote. And then some are internships, part-time and full-time. Now, it does say only full-time on the website. That's the only option we could select. But yeah, there is flexibility in the different roles available. The other people that want to join the hackathon, they don't really want a job. They want to build an AI startup and, you know, potentially make millions of dollars. So again, build an AI application, an app idea, you know, create the MVP, build it up in the hackathon. And then if you become a winner of the hackathon, so 1, 2, or 3rd place, those automatically go into the accelerator, which is a 1-month program in Dubai, where you can go there and stay in a co-working office with the OpenXAI team. They'll introduce you to mentors, industry experts, and potentially VCs that will help fund your business idea. If you are taking that track, obviously you have to take your app idea and MVP and really start thinking about how to scale it up as a serious startup with, you know, we'll help you host it. We'll help give you some GPU credits so you're not spending a bit of money on hosting. And basically it's up to you to build a cool app idea and then figure out how do you distribute that out to the market, get 10,000 users, for example, and scale that up. So it's using one of those sort of Web3 monetization models I talked about before, you know, fee per use or fee per month. So this is where that's at. So here's the QR code. Again, blockcblock.com is where all the hackathon pages are. The other prizes, there's obviously monetary prizes, typically around $10,000 total prizes for each hackathon in each region. But there's also this new hardware that's being released by OpenMesh. So as part of the OpenMesh cloud, OpenXAI focuses on the AI portion of that. But they're also releasing the Xnode 1, which is using the Xnode OS operating system, which is a NixOS fork. It runs on top of Xnode, the server. And I mentioned that we're working with all the data centers around the world. So if you want really fast compute and, you know, high-speed GPU, then, you know, use a data center for your application. There's a lot of apps that don't need the, you know, breakneck speed and high costs of hosting. And this is the area that OpenXAI and OpenMesh are focusing on with this product. So they're releasing this shortly. It's the Xnode 1. It's hardware that you can take home and run from home. And what it actually does, there is a docking station you can purchase for extra. It's just a small amount, but you can rack all your old GPUs. So you can actually rent out your GPU, and that can contribute to processing some of the GPU workloads in the cloud. And you can start earning money with an old GPU you might have from your old gaming computer at home. You just put it into the docking station, and then the Xnode 1 gets sat on that as well. And that basically becomes a node on the OpenMesh cloud, which syncs up to the rest of the network. You do not need to build your application on this hardware. This is just a way to run Xnode. The Xnodes will run on the OpenMesh cloud and OpenXAI cloud already, so you can host there. You can also, for the hackathon, you don't need to run it locally. So part of the hackathon is you don't need to deploy. You can run it on your own laptop, and you just record using YouTube a video, and then that's the app submission that you're going to make. In terms of the jobs, there is the job portal here. So scan this QR code. There's 5 different areas that OpenXAI are recruiting in. These are all available in intern, part-time, and then full-time. Again, you guys have seen the hackathons and the different hack nodes running around in different regions around the world. But yeah, you can go to this page or the hackathon dashboard, which has links to the different hackathons to join. Now, quick one on Base. So who has been to one of the recent Base events, Base Builder events? Let me know, thumbs up, if you've been to the Base Builder event recently. I think we got our hands up. Oh, here we go. So we do have quite a few people that have joined some of the Base events. Let me just look at these comments here. So yeah, quite a few people have been building on Base. So Base is a great way. It's a scalable version, like a layer 2 for Ethereum and EVM. It's a great chain that's been set up called Base. They have a Base wallet, which runs on people's Android or iOS phones. And then within the wallet, obviously it's a Base wallet that connects to Base and the Base chain. You can actually have an app store. These are called mini apps. So OpenXAI has got its own app store. This is what it uses to you can see what apps people are hosting, but also with a small integration. So this is just adding a import for a library of Base. It's called the mini apps library. If you import that into your JavaScript application, then yeah, basically you can get your app built and hosted on OpenXAI as a website, but also then dual list it and host it in the App Store as well, in the mini apps. So a lot of these are just web apps, and you're just pointing it to your own hosting provider. So yeah, the advantage of having this App Store where people are using Base Wallet is it's another way to distribute your app to tens of thousands of users. So people can discover your app in the App Store, whether it's the OpenXAI Studio App Store, which we'll be helping promote, or the Base App Store. Again, you can dual list in different app stores. On top of this, Base has other monetization ways. So if your app goes viral or a lot of people see it and want to use it, and they're leaving lots of good reviews online, maybe they're dropping some videos, recording of their phone screen, and then showing people on Twitter. If you can get lots of people using your app, again, it should be using AI. So AI must be integrated into the app for the hackathon. But if we list it here on the Base Mini App Store, lots of people use it. Basically, Base has different monetization models to help you make money out of it as well. So there's a lot of incentives. So this helps you get discovered. It helps you acquire new users, so you're not spending money on marketing. And then there's engagement. So it's very social. So there's a lot of people that use it. They might, so when they say social, there's a decentralized social network called Farcaster, and all the Base mini apps are compatible with Farcaster. So when you put a link to your app in Farcaster, it actually shows the app screen within it that you're linking to. So there's a lot of integration with the Farcaster social stream. It's similar to X or Twitter, but it's called Farcaster, and that's another app that's really growing pretty quickly. Has everyone got a Farcaster account? If you don't, make sure you register one, get your name reserved. It really is growing. So yeah, try and dibs your name before someone else does it. Thumbs up if you've got a Farcaster account. I'll just drop in my name so you can follow me. So this is on Twitter or Farcaster, John Forfar. Just make sure you give us a follow. I'll follow back. and we can build up your Farcaster account for you as well. This is really important if this is about communication skills around building up your marketing ability. You need some followers to help endorse your hackathon project. So trying to build up accounts in Facebook, Twitter, Farcaster is a great way to launch your Web3 app. So make sure you go create a Farcaster account, download the app, and then it's really easy to create a new account. Farcaster does have a wallet as well, so you do have ability to use that wallet. I did get a question as well. Let me just check this out. So there's someone that is keen to join the hackathon. So yeah, absolutely. You do not need to be a techie to submit an app in the hackathon. All you need to do is vibe code. So I'll show you how to vibe code in a second. Right now, just go to hackathon.openxai.org. There's a quick start guide where you can download and install some of the software you need. And yeah, that's a great way to get started. And then I'll also I've got a few videos showing you how to do it. And then I'll run through it now in this session. So just quickly, there's more information at this link. So just screenshot it. I can drop it in the chat as well. So this is not going to be hard for you to get started. So for those, just hang out for a sec and we'll show you how to vibe code. Again, there's a whole video getting set up for vibe coding on the channel. So yeah, just join the YouTube channel and watch some of those older videos. We've run a few of these workshop sessions. So you know, there's no real need to, you can watch those there. If not, let's run into it now. So let me just share my screen. I just wanted to quickly load up the one demo example. So let's get into the vibe coding section of the workshop. So let's find out how many people have installed Cursor at home. So that was like one of the instructions in the quick start guide. If someone already has done that, just drop the link to Cursor in the chat. And people can download that while they're watching this. So in the quick start guide, just go to hackathon.openxai.org. We quickly go through how to clone a repo. So basically, this is a repo that you go onto GitHub, install GitHub Desktop as well as Cursor. GitHub Desktop allows you to connect your GitHub account. You can go to the URL of this GitHub repository and you click open in GitHub Desktop and it just downloads all these files for you. And what is the point of downloading all these files onto your computer? It's a great way to have a project folder that has a lot of demo application code inside of it. And what's the point of that? It's the AI chat bot that's inside Cursor. So it looks at all the files inside of this repository, and then it ingests all the code as example code. And then when you ask it a question, it knows about the different example code for this hackathon. So I can just go, hey, what is the base mini app example demo about? Please explain. And on the right-hand side, it's looking at all the files. I'm just pointing, but it's looking at all the files in this folder, and then it's running through and telling you and explaining what is it all about. Yep, so it's an app that uses social sentiment analysis for real-time trading, helping the trader figure out, is there something happening on Twitter or in this case, Farcaster? And then, you know, you can basically figure out why is the price rising or falling? And it analyzes all the different tweets or Farcaster casts that mention the word ETH. And then it figures out, is it positive or negative? And then tells you what the sentiment is of the market or the people in social. And it integrates with Ollama. So you have example code in this file here, Ollama demo. where it gives you the code on how to integrate with Alarma. So that's another thing to install on your local computer is Alarma. Just go to alarma.com and download that. If someone could drop the link, that's great. Basically, that's in the quick start guide. You install Alarma. It runs in the background of your laptop or desktop. It runs as a service, essentially. So there's a port available on local host, and that's what your application uses as the AI. So we're not using the API of OpenAI or ChatGPT. We're not using Gemini. We're using the one that's running on your own machine. And, that's okay if it's a little bit slow. When you go to deploy that on the OpenXAI Studio, it'll get a lot faster because we're using a lot of data center cloud servers. And then also we're building out that hardware network as well that can split up the GPU workloads. So as you can see, I'm just chatting to the chatbot and it's explaining all the code for me. And then when you go to Vibe Code, all you need to do, Arthur, is you just say, hey, I want to create a new app based on this demo app for, what's it called? Base mini app template folder. Please put it in the root of this, project. So I don't know, Arthur, if you can, if you have an idea or if anyone has an idea, what do you want to build? Give me something and we'll just try and build something right now. We can use, there's already some integration. So there's searching Farcaster for things that people mention, like ETH, but we can do something else. We can also use Chainlink price feeds. So they're already built and integrated as example code. If you give me some other examples, we can build it. So let's take a minute, just come up with some Vibe Code ideas, drop it in the chat, and we'll build it right now. Arthur, did you want to speak, or you feel free to speak? Okay, so Arthur doesn't have an idea right now. The reason the other question we have is, why do we use Cursor? So Cursor makes it really easy. There is a free version that you can do this also with. If instead of using VS Code, which Cursor is a fork of, Cursor has native AI running. So what that means is it already has been set up to scan all the code. You can use AI to help you build the app, which is really great for vibe coding. If you are using VS Code, which is not a problem, you do have to install something. Maybe it's Microsoft Copilot or some other plugin extension to add an AI that helps you vibe code. The reason I use Cursor is because it's already been set up. It's been like running like this for a year. They've made a lot of optimizations. Okay, let's get back to Cursor. So I'm just going to share that and put that over here. And let's come up with a, let's do some social trend analysis. So it's going to scan, Twitter, but it's Farcaster, the decentralized version. Do something simple. So please modify this template, but call it something else. So let's call it Farcaster social trends. Don't use chain link, price feed. So these are all the other things that are in there. Don't use database Postgres. So this is another thing that's already integrated in this app example. So I can show you, this is how to integrate Alama. This is how to integrate the Postgres database. You don't even need to look at this code. You just need to know that it's there. And when you're talking to the AI over here, you're just basically talking to the AI and explaining what you want. Keep it simple. Just directly get responses from Firecluster API. So all of that's already in the code. Now, on the front page, show me social trends for the past 24 hours. Build a cool looking tag cloud with the most used topics, hashtags, etc. Go. Okay, so this is vibe coding, guys. Thanks for still being here with me. We've got quite a few on the call, but basically you're just letting, so it's important to import this code in the background. Okay, yeah, again, my internet's not the fastest today for some reason. So what you do is just hit try again, no problems. So if I go out of here, you can already see it's just created that folder. So these are all the files it has to generate. So it's installing all the packages. One of the other things in the quick start guide we mentioned is making sure that you install Next.js, which is just a very great, it's a JavaScript way to deploy a website. So when it runs these commands, it's actually talking to, say, a JavaScript library like Next.js, and then it installs it. I think we've got Node.js running here as well. It's creating all the different files that go in this Firecluster social trends. It's creating all the different components. I think it's basically copied the existing demo, and then it's removing a lot of that stuff that it doesn't need from the demo. So that's all good. It's running in agent mode as well. So what that means is you give it a target or a goal, it will then keep retrying until it gets there. And it gives you feedback as it goes through. You can stop it at any time. It's in agent mode, which you can select down here at the bottom right. It's also automatically selecting which model it uses. So what that means is there's different models available. There's free ones, which you just select auto, it'll use the free ones. It's creating a README file. So what's the point of that? Basically, it's a good way, if you ever get stuck and maybe the context limit, or you've been chatting to the AI for too long, and it might have hit like 10,000 lines of chat history and code examples, it sort of maxes out. And by creating a README, what you try and do with the README is doing it by itself. It's putting all the technical specs of the app that you're trying to build into a README. So it's taken all the stuff that I set up here. So where did I say? Here. So all the things that I set in here, it's translating that into a technical spec, like a specification sheet. It's putting that in the README. So that's what it's doing by creating a README. So let me just have a look at the README. So you can sort of go down the file list and get to the README. So this is currently the example README from the vibe trading base mini app. So this is the example mini app that I created with vibe coding a few days ago. So it sort of explains what it's all about. And yeah, we just let this run in the background. What I'll do, I'll just show you how to stop it. So you can sort of say, hey, I'm waiting. Let's build this. Just talk casually to Vibecode. And what it's doing, it's going back, it's updating the README. So let's see if it is updating it. It's a little bit slow. So has anyone else got vibe coding running on their machine? Have they got Cursor? Let me know if you have. This is an open workshop, so you guys can talk through some of the problems. Here we go. So it's starting to update. You know, it's replacing all the example code from the demo. It's changing it to this new app. It's replacing everything that's said there with the specifications I said to it. It's just documenting exactly what this app's going to be about. And this is important because, like I said, if you exit and maybe you have to go to a different computer or something, you can just load this up off of GitHub, and it's got all the tech spec there. The new AI that picks this up can just read the README and go, okay, now this guy doesn't have to re-explain everything. It's all in the README file. So this is a great way, and I'm just stressing importance for this. It sucks if you sort of lose your work or lose the AI that you're chatting to. Maybe it crashes or something. Maybe you have to open it up in a different program, whatever. Instead of typing all this stuff out again, you can literally just paste the README in. And with Cursor, you don't even have to paste it in. It just reads the file automatically for you. So it's really quick. It's going through just slowly and building out different files. It will clean up files as well. Yeah, this will probably take a little bit of time. So let's go to Q&A. Does anyone from the crowd have any questions about vibe coding so far, trouble setting up, installing this software on your own machine, cloning the GitHub repo, or any questions about your app that you're building and any problems you have? Just let me know, and we can, while we're waiting, we can answer them here. Happy to help. Okay, we got one question in the chat. It says, how about module creator for parents who are homeschooling their child? So that's a great use case. We do have an edu track or an educational track in the hackathon. I can help you build this. I do have one-on-one mentor as well. But basically, to get started, you just, open this Cursor program up, clone the repo, and then just start talking to the AI. So if you're building a module creator for homeschooling their child, this is very simple to do, and we can build a beautiful website. You can show your child exactly the educational content they need. And what you would typically do to really quickly build that is you just get all the files for the homeschooling curriculum. Like there should be like a course syllabus of what do they need to learn this term or year. Get all the text files, the textbooks, the study curriculum, and just dump that into a text file and shove it into this folder of your project. The AI will scan that and automatically know the full syllabus of your app that you're building, and then it will help you build it. You can obviously talk to it and say, yeah, set up a JavaScript website. What you can do quicker though is, yeah, I want to build a learning app for my child and base it on all these text files from the homeschool syllabus, the curriculum, probably a government curriculum or something. Then I want to teach it to, you'd explain to the AI, my child is 5 years old. So it will automatically know if this child is 5 years old. The AI LLM already knows what 5-year-old course content and books looks like. So it will basically present that in a way that a 5-year-old can read it. The beauty with app building and not just creating a book or something is you can make a completely interactive, gamified way of learning. So like Brilliant app or some of the Duolingo apps, which doesn't support Tagalog yet. So that's not a good example, but that is an example app of how you design it, where you'd have like little cue cards. Maybe they have to learn the word car and truck and all the different vehicles. So you'd have like pictures and words. You can have little cue cards, like a card that's rotated over, and then you just have you basically have to find, like, gamify it, where you find two cards that are trucks. So that if the child's clicking, when they click two trucks, it will spin up and say, "Congratulations, you've found truck." You can even use AI to talk and teach the kid words in English or different languages. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with AI and teaching, and it's very easy to build an AI app that does a lot of this. It should automatically be integrated with Farcaster. So the beautiful thing about vibe coding is you can just go make a coffee while this waits. So just quickly around the room, like, how is everyone going with setting up Cursor? Has everyone got their Cursor set up, installed on their computer? It's free. Okay, so it's obviously there's a lot of errors, and it's looking at the errors and then fixing the errors. So it's awesome that way. This saves a developer a lot of time. It's now trying to run the app. Okay, the app is created. So it's created all these files. You probably don't need to dive too deep into it. All you need to know is it's got integration with Llama, which is our AI brains in the background. It's got social trends from Farcaster. It's got a tag cloud, because I specifically asked it to show a nice trending tag cloud of what's happening on Farcaster. And this should be able to be used. I'll just see if it's running on, it says here localhost 3000. I'll just double check that that actually is running. And the nice thing about vibe coding is if it's not running, you just say, "Hey, it's not running." Very simple. So let me just get the screen over there. And hey, it's not running. I do know what it was running, like the command. I can just say, "Hey, it's not running, run it again." Or I can just go in here, npm run dev, which is the command it just ran up here. Now it's got a few errors. So all I do is just paste this into the chat and errors. So all it needs to do is install some modules. While you're waiting though, make sure you're installing Cursor. You've got Llama running. You've installed Next.js or Node.js for your app. And I'm here to help for the next 40 minutes. Really keen for you guys to get a jump start and get something submitted to the hackathon. There is big prizes. And yeah, really keen for you guys to build something cool. Okay, so yeah, it's just saying there's some config issue. It didn't install something, so it's just going off and fixing that. So I can clear, I just push up, and I can actually run this same command again. It's saying that it's running at 3001. So let's have a look, see if it actually is. Okay, so we do have some sort of website running. So I'll just share my screen. So this is the Farcaster social trends. Looks a bit red. But yeah, we can fix that up. So this is the social trends. So what is it saying? There was, in the last 24 hours on Farcaster, which is like Twitter, a decentralized social network. There was 15,420 posts, so it's obviously small compared to Twitter. There was 10 trending hashtags, like the top 10, and then 5 hot topics. Let's see what that means. So as you can see, Farcast is decentralized Web3 social network. Obviously, the top 10 trends are crypto based. So ETH had 1,247 mentions. DeFi had 892, and so on. So it's getting all this data from the Farcast API, the free version. So you can actually build like cool things like sentiment trading, analysis, things like that. It also is getting how many times things were mentioned and growth rates, which is pretty interesting. The API is really big. So the AI already knows what the API for Farcast is like, what an API is. It's just a way that presents data so you can use it in your app. And the AI already knows what data is available, so it can actually build out these cool sections for your vibe coded app. And then, yeah, basically, you can, let's see if this works. So the front end's online, the Farcast API is online, and Alama's online, which is the brains. It's running on my laptop. So this might work. Let's see. No, so there's a problem here. Let me just quickly get this fixed. So all I do when there's a problem is I just go back to Cursor and get it fixed. So I think it's this one. So we go back to Farcast. Okay, great. The app works, but Alama is not working. And yeah, this AI will then go off and it will check everything. It will check that Alama's running in the background. It probably isn't because I probably exited it. But yeah, this should be able to start Alama. Let's just see. And then, yeah, you can basically say, hey, the AI doesn't work. Please get it working. It then goes off, figures out if it's running, figures out if it's installed, helps you install it. It then gets the integration from your app to Alama, which is running the AI locally, to work. And then, you know, there's a little chat page on the front of it, but then you can do cool stuff like analyze the different results, you know, use AI to review the different hashtags and figure out what the social trends are. So let's get it working, and then we can ask it anything you want. Yep, so it's just saying that it is running. Yeah, it's saying that the Alama is returning an error, so it's just going through and fixing that. It says it needed to run a command. Run on 3.2. Yeah, so it is running. So you can see there is an AI running on my computer, and this should be able to find it. What I'll do is I'll just show it that it is running, and then it should be all good. And then we go back to the app. By the time this finishes, it should be running. So let me just present. So go back to the social trends. So yeah, the app is running. Let's see if we can chat to it as well. It's giving me some pre-selected ones. Okay, so this does look like something's happening. There we go. So there's an AI that's the brains behind this application. It's powering the app. We can also have the AI, you know, dive into this data and do more analysis, plot graphs, things like that. We're able to build a whole website, lay it out the way we want it, get the trends off of Farcaster. the current issue is a llama that's running on my computer doesn't know or understand that it's linked to Farcaster data. So it's yeah, pretty basic to get this fixed. And then we got to figure out what are we actually building. So how do we want to pull that data in and analyze it and show it? So right now it's just showing the stats, which is pretty good. We can try and build an educational platform as well. But yeah, let me know if you want to build something else. I'd prefer to help people here build something on their own project and really get them unstuck for the hackathon, which is like 7 days away. So let me know. We have some questions about basically, can you use AI as your resources and models? So typically you should be trying to use open source models. You can use the latest OpenAI model, which is ChatGPT's model called GPT-OSS, which is an open source model. So yeah, there is models that Google's released, Azure's released that are open source. That means that a llama can run them. They're on Hugging Face. So as long as there's models that you can use from there, we can get that working. But the idea is if you scale up your app and you have 10,000 users, your costs are going to be huge. You might be paying thousands of dollars to ChatGPT or whoever. With open source, you can keep that cost right down and cheap for the long term. Even if you have like hundreds of thousands of users, the only restriction you have is the CPU memory of your server. And like I said, it's like 90% cheaper than the other cloud providers because it's the wholesale rate. It's bare metal, and then it's running that custom software on top that we have. Again, it's all open source, so you can change it, edit it, look inside the code. And also you can run the whole thing locally and then run it on the remote server through the studio. So it's a complete solution that is a full open source stack and then keeps the costs really low for you. The way the big providers get you stuck into their ecosystem is they give you free credits to start, but then when you try and build an AI app, it costs a fortune as it scales up. And a lot of startups go out of business. So this is a different way to do it where it's fully open source, using open source models, AI models that are cheap. They're obviously free. So you just need to pay for the compute and servers to run it. Yeah, so prompting is free in Cursor. So there is a free tier. It uses the free tier, which is the cheaper models. You can get a lot of the work done with the cheaper models. There is a pro tier, which you pay like $15 for per month. You don't have to do that. You can also hook it up if you want to spend some time getting it running locally as well, like plugging Cursor into a llama and using that as the AI. So there's ways to get around it and making it absolutely free. But yeah, typically you just use the free tier. It gets a lot of the work done. It uses like 1-year-old models or cheaper open source models to do it. Arthur, have you installed Cursor now or not yet? So we've got about 20 minutes left. So let's try and create something else. I do like the idea of the cue card because we actually have a goal. So let's see how fast we can build this app. Obviously, Cursor a little bit slow. So let me just share screen. Let's see how far we can get with like a educational app. So, okay, we're loading up the Global Accelerator Cursor window. I've completely lost interest building this app. Let's change idea and build something else. So what I'll do, I'll create a new conversation and we'll get rid of this old conversation. We'll just say build a beautiful kids education website using what do we got here? So a simplified of, what's it called? Base mini app template. Only install Next or Node.js for the website, and a llama for the AI brains. Use the template. Have some basic 5-year-old cue cards that you can flip over to reveal matching words. So hopefully it creates this in a new folder. Yep. Okay, great. So it already understands because it's looked at all the different README files and app examples. So let's do Arthur's example. So build a kids education app. So you get this cursor set up. Then you just ask it with the cloned code, build another app that's about kids education. I've said here, make it really simple and only have like 2 things in it, which is a llama for the AI brains and the JavaScript website. So very, very simple. Let's get this thing up and running as quick as possible. I'll go to the folder. I typically close all these tabs that it opens. I've got to find the app here. So you can see here, it's building it from scratch. It didn't copy the base mini app template. It's just taking stuff out of it and only doing what I wanted. So keeping it nice and minimal and clean, which is great. You know, it's filling out all the JavaScript website setup files. You know, a lot of this stuff's empty. It's just building it out. I'm trying to get this done in 15 minutes, Arthur, and I can send you the copy of the code as well. You can get that running locally, and you're already halfway there. This is the beauty of open source. So basically, you can learn off other people's open source contributions to the work. And the other part of open source is there's a lot of AI generated code now. So it's starting to move fast, where tons of code's built, it's put out on GitHub, AI reads all that code, and then it learns from the code and builds it faster and faster. So we're in an interesting time where there's like AI generated code being built and AI apps, and all of it's just open source and free and out there. And what that means is there's 2 ways you can interpret that. There's a lot of people that are getting into coding because now they can use AI to help them build things. So it's great for the creators. So business owners or founders are creators. YouTubers are creators. But yeah, basically anyone wants to, they have an idea, they can translate it into a prototype really quickly. And maybe that helps you get investment, and you can hire some, you know, experienced programmers to help you build and finish it off. And then obviously scale it up to say hundreds of thousands of users. We can give you app templates that really help you to scale up. But at some point you have to slowly expand the team. It can't just be like a one-man plus AI roadshow that scales up to multi-billion-dollar companies. It may be possible, but not quite yet. But AI can get you a long way there now. So it looks like the app's called AI Study Buddy. It's just creating the different, oh, here we go, flashcard game is what that's called, when you flip a card and match it with another one. I've aimed it at 5-year-old words, and it should be educational. So yeah, I think it's got enough prompting and context on what to do. It's even got gamification. So obviously it's a game, so you progress by holding a score. So it's building a progress tracker component right now. Probably just a quick one on the structure of Next.js apps. It's got an app folder, which has normally the front facing, this is the root or the app, the core app files. So typically it's like the front page. What does the front page import? It's got the title, main content. It's got the header, so kids learning adventure, fun flashcards, and AI learning buddy for curious minds. It's building out all this code for you. So let's keep all providers. So this is just a little like component that calls MiniKit. So this is when you go to launch on Base. So this is the MiniKit provider framework from Base, as you can see, Coinbase MiniKit. This is basically all you need to import to get your app running. There's like a little JSON file you got to fill out with some app details. And then you go to the Base Mini app website. There's like a dashboard where you can submit your app and get it listed. So I think it has to go through a quick approval, so you're not putting a dodgy app on there. But yeah, other than that, it's minimal middleman. It gets put on an app that's maintained by essentially a base organization, but it's very Web3. They've got their own Web3 wallet. They've got their own blockchain, so they're pretty good. If you want to go full decentralized, you can go on Ethereum, but and then you can also just promote your app through Farcaster, which is that social media network I talked about before. So yeah, you've got to build up a following and then do some marketing to get that out there. Okay, so it's just installing, Arthur, all the files and libraries. Just more about Next.js. So you got your core files. While we're waiting, it's got components. So it's got the study buddy, which is the different questions for, say, 5-year-olds to answer. So really, this is about the AI being a companion to your 5-year-old. Maybe they pick the wrong flashcard, and it will teach them, hey, no, a truck is not like a car. A truck is bigger and heavier, and the kid sort of understands not just through flip cards, but also there's an AI companion that's teaching them as they go, which is a great way to learn. And you can sort of see it's generated some response here. Ideally, we get the actual AI doing this live, but we'll see how far we get in the next sort of 10 minutes. But you can see here, all the files are getting created and built. It's already running. Let's find out. Yeah, it's building. Everything's installed. There was a ton of bugs, Arthur. You don't have to fix them because it fixes it itself. It's an agent that just keeps running. Yep, the node modules is where all the JavaScript libraries that are imported go. You don't have to look at that. We've got it's actually expanded this even more. So it's got interactive flashcards. This is great. So the AI suggested it should be a companion in the game to help the child learn. This is exactly what you want in an educational AI app. So if you submit this, obviously I'll make it open source, then it's up to you to take that and make it different, at least 10% different, and then make it better. And yeah, you can just submit this as your own app. It's found some build errors. It's just going through and fixing that. I'll just check if there's any questions. So yeah, it's just going through and building all this stuff out, and it's basically finished. So this is the final steps. So it's doing a quick build. There was a Webpack error. Now it's fixing it. So let it just do its thing. It's fixing the error. Is there any questions you guys have? I just want to get this up and running. Hopefully this gives you ideas about how to build a cool app. You know, limitless what you can do. We did create 9 loose categories for you to get some inspiration from. If you don't want to follow that, you can sort of loosely follow it because it does cover everything anyway. Okay, so it's just going through fixing up this stuff, which is pretty cool. This is going to be a base mini app already. It's going to be ready to be published on base, which is pretty awesome. It's just taken all the learnings from the example code and then applied it to your new app idea. Okay, so the build's completed successfully. Now it runs it. So this is running locally. Let's just run it. No, I'm not even in the right folder. So you go demo app kids, npm run dev. Okay, couldn't find the directory. Is that because I'm not in the right directory? Should be. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, so it's finished. Okay, let's run this. Keep it running so I can see it. So I'm just going to run it one last time and it should load. You got to run that in Next.js app. Sorry. So I'm just looking at this. It's interesting. So yeah, if you do want to run it yourself, Next.js app and then npm run dev you can do there. Let's see if we can load it up. So it's on port 3000. Oh wow. Okay, Asa, you still there? We've got 5 minutes left. This is like speed vibe coding here. All right, so it looks like a mobile responsive app. I can sort of yeah, you can sort of see how cool it looks. I've got a 1-year-old in the background who's pretty excited about this kids app that we just built. So yeah, this is the kids learning app. It's even got cool animations to keep their attention. Very colorful because we did say it was aimed at 5-year-olds. This is a lot better example than like sentiment analysis and social feeds. So thanks, Arthur. I'll make this open source so you can like play around with it. So basically, I don't know how integrated it is with AI yet, but we'll have a look. It's just a way for kids to learn. So you choose a category. Let's teach them about animals. Tap to reveal. So let's figure out this. Dog? Is this got voice? No way. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that or not? Let me just share again because it is actually playing sound, which is, I don't even know how it's playing sound. I have to figure this out. So it should share audio. Let's have a quick look. Can you guys hear that? It's saying dog, dog, dog. Damn. All right. So I don't know, something wrong with Google Meet audio sharing, but yeah, it is saying dog, 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 which I don't even know how it's doing that. Cat, cat. So this can be like a learning game. Okay, so the way this works, which you could redesign, but basically it's saying it's relying on the human, the kid, to figure out what this is. So they already know that it's a cat. It's not teaching them. Then they're revealing the card and it tells them it's a cat. You can click it and say it's literally saying cat in a female's voice right here. And then that's how it's sort of working right now. There's a lot of ways you can upgrade this learning. So um, basically, they might have multiple choice on the right. It could be dog, cat, bird, whatever. And then it's up to the kid to select that. So it's like a different mode. I think this is this is just going through different animals. Man, this looks really nice. This is cool. I might have to take this, Arthur. No, just kidding. So this you can run with, and I'll make this open source. This will be another demo app. Let's basically there should be. I'll put this in the repo here. There's a Learn AI track which has got one example, but I'll put it in here as another example. And there's no way this works. Let's have a look. Hello. Get out. This better. Is that real? Okay. Tell me about cats. I don't know if this is real. Let's. We will hook this up to the AI that's running on the local machine. I don't think this is a real. This could be like pre-programmed or something. We've got like 1 minute. I don't know if anyone wants to stay back, but I can hook it up to a real AI as well. I don't. So I'm just over on Cursor. I don't think Llama is connected properly. Please hook it up and remove the, what's the word? Hard-coded comments. So all I've done is typed into Cursor that, and basically I'll just get this fixed before I publish it. And what that means is you have this, beautiful interface. You can clone it. It's already got a progress tracker. Look at this. This is pretty cool. It's all mobile. I reckon this is responsive. If not, it's already responsive. So it'll work on a mobile phone app. So the base app. It's basically Duolingo. Has anyone heard of Duolingo? Let me know. Just thumbs up. It's just a language learning app. So we can take that design and UX, rebuild it. And this is a great target market as well. So everyone has a family that has different kids of different age levels. Everyone's trying to learn stuff, whether it's for school or for their job. So learning is something that's like infinite. There's a huge potential of billions of people. And you can build a beautiful app using vibe coding. And the beautiful thing is here, you can also hook it up where people might, they might play for free, and then they have to pay like $1 to get a bunch of credits, and they can keep playing exactly like the Duolingo business model. So they can sort of move to a free tier. They can use their base wallet to upgrade and get unlimited access. Maybe they're only allowed 5 misses per day or 5 errors per day. So they can purchase more errors on demand. Maybe they get a $20 or $10 a month to charge as a subscription. So we can do subscriptions with Ethereum and Base smart contracts now, which are already made for you. All you need to do is select that when you deploy in the studio. So it's really easy to build cool apps. We're able to build this today. So yeah, awesome work. Thanks for the idea, Arthur. I'll make this open source. I'll help you if you want to have a one-on-one session, and we can get this running on your local machine. And then the big thing is to make a YouTube video, talk about it, talk about what, this is open source. We use the demo app, and then we're able to modify it through vibe coding. Maybe have cool topics that you want to talk to. Maybe it's not just cats and dogs, but something else. Maybe it has to align to the study at home curriculum as well that the government has. So, there are a lot of cool things you can do and turn this into a really powerful app that, potentially thousands or tens of thousands of people use. So happy to support you guys and what you build. I should have this either online published tonight or tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow, Arthur, and I'll make this open source. It'll be in the same GitHub repo that everyone can access. But yeah, you can sort of see we got a prototype built in like half an hour. But hopefully you guys have learned a lot of cool stuff about vibe coding and how to go from an idea in your head, create a website and mini app out of it that can go on mobile phones. And then OpenXAI helps with the AI hosting, so you're not paying hundreds of dollars in hosting fees. As part of the hackathon, a lot of it gets hosted for you. Right now, you just run it on your own local laptop and just get it running, and then do a little video, and that's the submission. Provide the code on GitHub as well. So you got to sign up through Blocksy Block to actually be officially in the hackathon. So make sure you do that. And then at the end, submit it, which is part of the Blocksy Block website, which you put the link to GitHub and some descriptions around the app that you built. And then the YouTube link as well. So yeah, hopefully that's everything you need to know, guys. If not, just ask the AI. It will help you build it and fix all the bugs and errors. So it's a cool learning experience and building experience for you. And yeah, you can build some cool stuff on Base. And big shout out to all the Base crew that joined the call today. Yeah, so thanks all for attending, and that wraps it up today. I'll cut this up and record, put it out on the YouTube, my personal YouTube channel as well. So thanks, guys, and good luck with the hackathon, and keep building. And Arthur, I'll make this open source by tomorrow.
So it's the next day. Here's what Arthur's app idea for kids' education looks like. Some of the bugs have been cleaned up now. It is open source in the Global Accelerator 2025 repo. And you can see here, this is the Kids Learning Adventure application. So it's fully integrated into Llama. It's running locally on this laptop, which will then run on Xnode when you deploy it. It has 3 sections, so learning games, AI study buddy, and scoreboard. Everything is bright and friendly for young kids to play, aiming at 5-year-olds. With the assistance of their parents to be able to help click, they can run through the game. So you just open up the different types of games. So there's 3 created: flashcards, memory match, and then multiple choice. All are designed to help the child learn about the different animals or cars or numbers or whatever it is. So let's pick a category for flashcard game. Llama generates the 4 different flashcards that will be paired, and we just let Llama load. It should be generating the learning cards about animals at the moment. Okay, so it has loaded. Obviously, it's showing a rabbit, but this is a clue for the youngster to actually look at the emoji image of the animal, and then a little description, a cute little friend that hops around in the garden. So it's up to the child to know what that animal is. That's the clue, and then it has the answer tab. So that's when you flip the card over, it has the answer being rabbit. Now, before you even do that, you can also click the AI, which is there to help the person learn. So you can basically ask questions like, does this animal have whiskers? And the AI study buddy is at the bottom right. So it just answered, that's a great question. It answered it with another question, sort of giving clues about it's a rabbit. Tell me more about this animal. So it's thinking of a little tip. I've asked it to tell me more about the animal. So what it says here: hi there, little friend. You're so close to being a super cool animal expert. Remember, the answer is rabbit. So I kept asking and asking, and it's just given out the answer. Probably could make it a little bit more clue-like instead of the answer directly. It does try and say a few more clues, like it's a hopper that plays in the garden. Keep it up. But it did give the answer, so we can try and make it a little bit more vague. But is this animal a dog? Okay, so I asked it, is the animal a dog? It said, you're so close. The animal I'm thinking of is usually found in gardens where they like to hop around and look at the flowers. can you think of what might make this little friend's home a perfect place for them to stay, to play? So it's, yeah, it is not directly giving me the answer now, but yeah, it's giving out clues. Obviously, it's rabbit. So there is other games types for the flashcards, so you can have it pick colors. So it will then go off and generate learning cards about certain colors. Okay, another type of game is memory match. So let's see how this one handles animals again. So basically you're revealing a pair, so they have to be a matching pair of cards. So basically you click through looking for the other bee, and I've just found it, and it's connected those two pairs. Looking for a dog. Looking for a dog, and here it is here. So that's basically the memory match game. And we've made a few different game types. Another one's multiple choice. Again, looking at... Okay, so the third type of game we have is multiple choice. It's generating multiple choice answers to a question. So this one's all about animals. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so quiz time. What is a big cat that likes to roar? Obviously, it's lion. So let's select that answer. Let's pick some wrong ones. So I'll go through the list, and once it gets to question 5, it should give me a summary of how I went. As we can see, I picked 4 wrong answers. The first one was correct. And now all of these scores are actually recorded if you go back to the start on the scoreboard. So it tells you, it's storing this in the browser memory, so you have to do it from this device. But basically, if you keep going to the game page, it will record it in local browser storage. So we've avoided the need for a database. But yeah, you can build a database in the future if you want. Just use something open source like Postgres. But yeah, this is basically the AI Study Buddy. It's the kids learning adventure. Again, this is just a straight chatbot AI Study Buddy where you can actually just ask it anything. Tell me about all the best animals in the world. And you can just talk directly to a llama running Llama 3.2. So yeah, it's just a straight chatbot talking about animals and all the best animals in the world. Okay, this whole app is designed to run on mobile as well. So every page is mobile responsive. As you can see, you're building an app that can work on desktop, laptop computers in a typical browser, but you also want to build it so it's mobile responsive. This is because this app demo that's on the GitHub repo for Global Accelerator 2025, it's mobile responsive, but it also integrates with the base mini app ecosystem as well. It installs their framework, and it is shareable on Farcaster. So when you go to socially distribute your app on the App Store, people can actually share links to it, and it'll show content inside Farcaster. Okay, so it is mobile responsive. Here's all the menu. Even the chatbot button at the bottom right works on mobile. You can also click through, and all the games work on mobile as well. So it's generating AI flashcards again. As you saw, everything here is tappable with your thumb on a mobile phone. So it's important to design your apps so they work on mobile. Very easy to vibe code. Just tell Cursor, yes, please make this work on a mobile. It will just do it all automatically. So if you're trying to find the code for this, it's open source. It's on the Global Accelerator 2025. All you need to do is just go to the demo app Learn AI track, and here's the code. You clone the whole repo, and then you just go to this subfolder, or if you're talking to Cursor, just refer to this demo-app-kids education. All the code is here, and it tells you how to get started. Okay, well, good luck building. Here's another demo for you to use. Make sure you fork it, copy it, do whatever you want, and build some cool app. Thanks, guys. Bye.